What is up, everyone? Conixis here, and welcome back to Sunrider Liberation Day Return Edition. It's still Liberation Day Captain's Edition, but Return is just another story in it. So, now that we've finished Asuka's route, and just to confirm, let's go to Start and Return. So, yes, we finished Asuka's route, and we got one of the bad endings. So, pretty much what we're gonna do now is... should we just hit start, and then, we're just gonna be going through the same thing. So, I think I have the option saved. If I do, then we'll just do that. Yeah, see here. So, wait, no, but that's a part of the old data, so I'm gonna have to go back. Anyway, I have to, because that's a part of the data that was like, fucking whatchamacallit, so, yeah, that's a part of the data that, I finished the game again, and Ava was normal, so we have to delete this one at the least. We'll have to delete all of them at the least, just in case Ava appears again. Yes, I'm gonna try to get the bad endings, but we'll work our way to those again. But, yeah, everything should be fine, so we're just gonna delete all of these now. They've been done over and done with, and that. So yeah, we're just got to start anew. I'm gonna skip it, of course, because we read the beginning part already. So once I get to the options, we'll get right back into it. So I'll meet you there, guys. Alright, it took only 2 seconds. Now, let's make the actual save. So we'll save that, like, here. And now, let's see. Last time, I know I said I would give you guys the option, but I'm recording this, like, in advance, because I actually enjoy the Return series a bit. So, this time, I don't know if we'll just go straight down the list, or if we'll do it, in random order. But, I guess we'll just go down, like, straight down the list. Why not? So, we'll probably go for Ava this time. Yeah, let's shoot for Ava this time. Let's do it. Naturally, the ship's XO would be the best person to turn to for help in this situation. Okay, we're going to Ava.
Are you sure about this, Captain? Knowing that stick-in-the-mud woman, she'd probably be the first person to report you to security and lock you up in the brig.
No, out of everyone on board the ship, there's no one else I trust more. Besides, she's been trying to convince me the past month that Chigara is a spy, and now I'm going to go to her and tell her she's been right all this time. We need Ava's help more than anyone else. She's the highest ranked officer on board this ship, aside from me, not to mention she's good at getting things done.
Well, if you say so, Captain.
I can't get, her voice is just sounding like awesome. I just woke up.
Well, if you say so, Captain, but...
Or I guess because now that I'll give her a serious Claude voice, I don't know. I can't get that high, I just literally woke up and said, I'm gonna record some Sunrider.
Well, if you say so, Captain, but just to be on the safe side, I think you should meet her without me.
That'll probably be for the best. After all, seeing you would probably put her in a bad mood. With that, she'll set off to the usual place to find Ava. T-minus 63 hours until Liberation Day Massacre. 27 hours until Chigara enters the mine stream. Oh boy. Hold on, I'll be right back though, guys. Alrighty then, I am back. I had to take out my dog because she was whining at the door. Anyway, so, sure enough, he found Ava working at the bridge. He tried to walk into the bridge as casually as possible and approach her. Hey, psst, Ava. Ava turned in irritation at Shield's unusual way of greeting her. Is there a problem, Captain? Yeah, come over here. Shields ushered Ava into a secluded corner of the bridge. Captain, what appears to be the problem? Well, honestly, I had no idea where to even begin. Hello, Ava, my glorious childhood friend turned executive officer. I just traveled back time to prevent a future massacre from happening. Oh, by the way, don't trust anything the other guy who looks identical to me says, because he's heading all of you guys off to a great big disaster. Sounds about right. Right. Yeah, right. Like I could ever just say that. Captain, you appear to be in a great amount of thought. I was in fact planning to visit your office sometime after finishing my shift to ensure that you were giving the battle plans due diligence. Ah, yes, I still remember that little incident. This is going to be difficult to believe, but I swear upon that day in Advanced Academy when we tried to scrub the entire pool clean between just the two of us, that I am Kato Shields. That I am the Kato Shields you grew up with from childhood, understand? That's a way to put it. I see. Shields took Ava's shoulder and whispered into her ear. First Officer Crescentia, what I am about to say or tell you is a highly classified matter which directly affects the security of the entire galaxy, and as much as I would like to say this is a joke, I am being completely honest. I have traveled in time from the future to warn you of an event which will occur shortly after our successful liberation of Sarah. Now see, like, you could tell Ava this straight up, but I'm telling you, if you told Asuka this straight up, she would have believed you still. During the victory ceremony, Chief Engineer Ashida will fall under the control of the prototypes and orchestrate an assassination of every major Alliance military leader at the ceremony, including Admiral Harold Gray. This event will spark the intergalactic war between the Solar Alliance and Pact, which will threaten the existence of humanity as we know it. There is currently another Kato Shield frolicking with the Chief Engineer right now in my office. This is the Kato Shields that you know as your captain in this timeline. You must do everything in your power to prevent the Liberation Day massacre, starting with the detention of the Chief Engineer Ashita. Ava saw every word without a hint of surprise in her eyes. Yet Shields knew that every word he had just said sounded like a big prank. Finally, Ava nodded. Very well, Captain. I roughly understand the situation. Oh, okay. She took that without any second. Shield sighed in relief. I'm very glad you believed me. Honestly, if our positions had been reversed, Indeed, your final order to detain the ship's chief engineer appears quite difficult to carry out, as my current superior officer is flatly denied my request that she be detained? Well, wait a minute. That the she be detained. Okay. That would be you. If I go to him now and repeat the same demand, I doubt the outcome would be any different. And of course, if I ultimately detain her, I imagine the fallout would be quite grave, as circumstances currently are, that he may strip me of my rank for insubordination. Ava certainly did have a point. As long as the highest ranked officer on board the ship protected Jagar, there wasn't anything the XO could do about it. Shields pulled his hair in frustration at his own past self's stubbornness. For a moment he was overcome with the desire to march up to his office and smack some sense into his other self. First, I will head to Deck 0 and confirm whether there truly is another Kato Shields in your office right now. You will escort me there and stand outside in the hallway while I speak to him inside. Once I have verified there are indeed 2 copies of you in this universe, I will make what preparations I can to stop the prototype's plot. Alright, sounds like a plan. Okay, so it is gonna be different, so that's good. I was kind of scared it would be the same shite over again, but good thing it's at least it looks like it's going to be different. But once Shields' heart swelled at having such an effective executive officer, he should have appreciated her work, the work she did for him. Upon looking back at how he had treated her, his heart ached with regret. She had been right all this time about Chigara, but he opposed her at every turn. He had even dragged up his past relationship with her as an excuse to defend Chigara. He had to apologize. Only with the benefit of hindsight did he now know how wrong he was. The 2 of them entered the lift and headed up to Deck 0. Shield stood outside his office while Ava spoke to the other Shields inside. After a brief moment she emerged, her face grave. A part of me suspected that this was merely an elaborate prank, but I see that you are the real deal, Kato Shields. I imagine you will not tell me just how you managed to travel back in time? I'm afraid not. You wouldn't want to know anyways. Very well, perhaps I'm better off in the dark in regards to such dangerous matters. But I believe you were telling the truth. There can be no other explanation as to why you would suddenly change your position on a chief engineer, aside from the fact that you are indeed from the future, and do not believe you are some body double impersonating the Kato Shields I know either. But the situation is no better, as I am utterly incapable of convincing the current captain of the ship to change his mind. About that, Ava. I'm not sure how much it means to you given the circumstances. I'm sorry for how I treated you in the office right now, and before that too, when you tried to convince me to detain Jakara. Captain, it hardly makes sense to apologize for the actions of another individual you have no control over, regardless of the fact that he is your identical clone. No, the guy in there is still me, and I feel ashamed to even look at him. He lost too much, and just wants to keep hearing that he'll come back to Sarah with a new family. I shouldn't have treated you so poorly. I hurt you. I still can't believe some of the things I said. I was emotional. I should never have accused you of being jealous or anything stupid like that. You'll always be a lot more than just my executive officer, Ava. I can't put it into words how much I regret saying anything else. Captain, while I appreciate your honesty in admitting you were wrong about the chief engineer, I believe there is a time and place for anything further, and that moment is not now. We appear to be in the midst of a conspiracy to murder the top Alliance military brass. First, we must unravel this plot before deciding on anything else. Spoken exactly like Ava. Alright, but after all this is over, then I guess we will talk. Okay, klaxon scared me. Ah, god damn it. Suddenly the klaxon sounded, interrupting S.H.I.E.L.D.'s moment. Red alert! The packed fleet has made its move. Shit, how of all times? S.H.I.E.L.D. sprang to action. His past self was going to come running out of the door any moment now. He had to hide. We'll be in touch. He ran down the hallway and vanished. As soon as he turned around the corner, Claude joined him.
So, how'd it go?
She believes me, but the other self's not going to be letting Ava detain Jakara anytime soon.
So she didn't try to toss you into the brig?
No. We're too close to ever doubt each other again. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s recollection was coming back. It was about the time when Pack Fleet advanced, choosing to launch a frontal attack using their riders to decimate the Alliance shield cruisers. So, is this the same? It is. Okay, that's all the same. So we know the good option is to save the crewmen. So we can do that. I'm still captain of the ship, so yeah, we can skip through that and then fall back because I'm gonna die if I try to attack. And then yeah, all that happens. Okay, now new stuff. Okay, so it's a good thing that some things are the same, so we can skip through it. But I mean, it'd be nice if everything was different. But hey, it doesn't matter. We need to regroup with Ava. Let's go. So yeah, we already know what happens, and like, I'd read it all again just in case you're like, well, I only want to see this girl's part. But like, you know, guys, for people who have already seen it, it's gonna be a hassle, and it's just gonna make the video longer. So like, we're gonna be skipping all the things we've seen before. So like, if you haven't seen Asuka's part, like, pretty much what happens if you grab the pistol and try to fight, you get your ribs crushed and the thing sprays you with its minigun and you die. And pretty much, I don't know what happens if you don't save the crewmen, but it's probably a bad option, I don't know. But saving the crewmen, you just save them, you get caught on camera, that kind of thing. So yeah, well, but since Ava's on our side this time, she won't tell the captain about seeing the other Kato shield, so we should be good with the camera thing this time. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. We need to regroup with Ava. Let's go. The two of them made their way to the bridge. Crap, we better tread carefully. If the other Kato shield is still in the bridge, all hell will break loose when I wander in. Claude, poke your head into the bridge and tell me if the other self is inside.
All right.
Claude leaned into the bridge and looked around. Sure enough, he saw Ava. Okay. Claude is now a man. God damn it. He saw Ava occupied while speaking to the other shields.
No go, Captain. The commander's busy talking with your other version.
Damn. Shields pondered his options. Ava would have foreseen something like this happening. Maybe she... Sorry about that. Maybe she left us a clue somewhere else. Come on, I have an idea where to search next. Shields led Claude back up to Deck 0. Shields stopped in front of the executive officer's quarters and swiped his command. Oh god, hiccup. ID on the door's reader. To his relief, the gate opened. Good. Looks like Ava prepared ahead of time. He snuck in and found a note on the opposite side of the door. Pursuing a possible lead. We'll rendezvous later. Godspeed. But Ava, you forgot to tell me what the lead was. This doesn't help me much. He stepped back outside and spoke to Claude. Looks like Ava's on to something, but doesn't quite know what yet. We'll have to proceed without her for now.
You know, I don't know about that woman, Captain.
Shields ignored Claude's doubts. If I recall correctly, Chigara's in the sickbay right now. The Liberty suffered a hit to its shoulder maneuvering valve during the battle of my timeline. If history is still playing back the same way as before, then the other Keitzel Shields would have admitted her to the sickbay just to be on the safe side, despite Chigara not sustaining any major injuries. This is the best chance we'll have at capturing her. We'll just go to the sickbay right now and take her. I mean, yeah, but we don't. I mean, I guess this Claude can still steal her, but because I mean, nobody. I mean, maybe they would. I don't know. Because I mean, I don't know.
Actually,
because we don't have any. I mean, Claude can steal her, but we had Asuka before, so I don't know if Asuka just did it or the both of them did it. I don't know.
Actually, there's another problem. There's also currently another Quadrilio in the sickbay right now, tending to Chigara as we speak. What? Well, isn't it obvious? My old self exists in this timeline as well, piloting the Bianca and serving as the ship's lonely doctor. She wouldn't just disappear because I time warped here. Shield rubbed his head, so there was another wrinkle in his plan. Well, your past self's a time traveler too, right? So why don't you just... Is this the same or... No, because Asuka isn't here, I guess. So why don't you just walk up to her and explain the situation? Sorry, Captain, but there are certain reasons why I can't do that. It might be related to the fabric of the universe tearing right in half, in fact. I think it'd be best if I remain out of sight of my past self for the duration of my stay here, for all our sakes.
What the hell is Claude getting at here?
Captain, aren't you also forgetting about something else? If we remove Chigara from battle tomorrow, then we might not even be alive for the victory celebrations.
Claude's right. If we prevent Chigara from entering the Mind Stream to restore control to Fontana's ship tomorrow, we'll effectively be signing our own death warrants when we're all slaughtered tomorrow by the very packed ships which were supposed to reinforce us. Unless... If I was somehow able to send an encrypted transmission to Fontana now, warning him of the Trojan, then he could potentially start diverging a countermeasure right now. At the very least, he could pull his forces back so that the prototypes can't use the ships against us. There's an encrypted FTL communicator in my office. I could use that.
One more thing. If Chigara just vanishes from the sickbay, it's only a matter of time until someone realizes what's happened. If the other Keitzel Shields hears that his love has up and vanished, he's going to launch a ship-wide search for her.
We'll have to take that risk. There is a certain body double in the brig right now. Almost looks identical to Chigara.
I mean... It didn't go bad last time, but we don't have Asuka this time, so I don't know if that'll be the same. I don't know! I'm gonna just stick with the same option. Let's make our save. I didn't save back at whatchamacallit, so we're gonna have to skip through it. Oh no, I did, it's right there. Okay, so, yeah, let's, save there. Let's do it. Again. Understood, Captain.
Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to the sickbay and distract this timeline's Claude while you sneak in and wheel Chigara a medical trolley away. You'll take her to crew quarters 8, which is currently unoccupied, and wait until I arrive. I'll try to beat a hasty retreat as soon as I can. Once we regroup, you'll run to the mess hall and call the other Kato Shields out. Distract him while I sneaked into my office and contact Fontana on the FTL comm. We'll then regroup back at crew quarter 8 and relocate Chigara to the maintenance room D4. Do you get all that?
Understood, Captain.
Alright, good luck. Oh boy, T minus keep it up. This is gonna be the same, correct? Yeah. Oh wait, whoa. Oh, I guess that was it. The root of your problems, you have the fucking counseling. I mean, it worked last time, but just in case, you never know what might change. Try a steel claw solo. Hulk contain. Is it gonna be the same? Because if it's not, then it'll. Oh no, it's the same because it's still skipping. Wait. Hold on. I feel like I saw something different. Yes, load. Try steel claw solo. Oh no, I thought I saw Sola, but I was like, wait a minute, I don't recall Sola being in this. But yeah, Claude, I'm through your plaything. We're in too deep now. We have to work together. I think we're in too deep was what I chose last time, so let's just continue with that. And yeah, oh wait, how did you know? How did you know? How did you know? Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait, how did you know? Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait, how did you know? Hold on a minute. We have secured the room, Captain. However, there's still no trace of the other imposter. She may have managed to escape using the underground access hatch. What? Ava? Yeah, what? Ava, what the fuck? What the fuck, Ava? I thought you were on my side! What is she doing? Wasn't she supposed to be helping me? Was she the one who set me up? Shield's head spun as the woman had put his trust in apparently, backstabbed him without a second thought. Take him, is this the same? Nope. Take him away, boys. We can find out what he's after once he's secured in the brig. Resume the search for the other imposter. Keep the ship on high alert until she's been found. Understood, sir. As the Marines pushed Shields toward the brig, he tried to face Ava. Ava, did she betray me? Was Claude right? Was she seriously so devoted to the rules that she assumed all this time that I couldn't be the real Kato Shields? Or is she seriously so devoted to protocol that she's blindly obeying everything the other Kato Shield's saying? No, wait. She said she was pursuing a lead. Could that mean she's found something and all this is part of the plan to stop Chigara? But if I'm wrong about that, I could end up locked in the brig for the remainder of the battle. What do? I can't get captured here. I'll try to escape. I'll have to trust Ava. God damn it! I trust my girl, but I don't know. I'll just have to trust her. Shields decided to play along for now. Just one more thing. Ava, check the holo inside the room. One of the Marines pounded Shields' gut with the butt of his rifle. Shut up! He felt two strong hands grip his shoulders and drag him to the brig. 47 hours before the liberation day of Asker. 11 hours until Chigara enters the mine stream. Oh boy. Hi, me. This is gonna be the same, I assume. Nope. Captain, perhaps we should consider the prisoner's warning seriously. Given the gravity of what he is alleging, if it turns out that he's telling the truth, our victory at Sarah would be meaningless if the Alliance leadership is assassinated, and far greater conflict between the Alliance and Pack ignites. Further, the holo we found within the room directly refutes the doctor's prior findings. This is the same. Yeah. Okay. With that, the other shields left the brig. Ava merely sighed as if she knew this was the outcome. This outcome was inevitable, but was disappointed and had come to pass anyway. Ava looked around to check if the coast was clear, then approached the holding tank. She merely held out her outstretched palm and put it against the glass. Ava? Of course, she's sending me a message. Try not to worry. She's already come up with a plan to stop Jagar, and getting me captured was just part of the plan. Shields outstretched his hand and put his palm against hers. This was their oath. They would work together until the very end to avert the tragic future. The faintest trace of a smile appeared on Ava's face before she withdrew her hand with a nod. She faced him one last time before leaving the brig. Now, let's see what Ava has planned. Oh boy. A short time later, he heard someone knock on the holding tank. There she is, the same, yep. Okay, so he entered Lipod 15, as told by Ava, and found her waiting inside. She stood and faced him. What happened? Did the other shields catch on to me? No, your capture was actually my doing. Really? Then why'd you do that? Following what you told me about the chief engineer, I naturally investigated all the modifications she made to our ship's systems to guard against the risk of sabotage. During the investigation, I discovered a logic bomb embedded in the main reactor's controls, wherein the chief engineer could remotely deactivate the entire ship. No doubt, yet another insurance policy the prototypes prepared in case the chief identity was found out. Shortly afterward, I discovered that you were about to kidnap the chief and stepped right into the prototype's trap. Given the circumstances, I had no choice but to assemble the ship's security and detain you before you made a fatal mistake. Oh shit! That sounded like you just saved my ass. Thanks. I was merely doing my duty to protect the ship. No. You're always the one doing all the work to keep the ship safe. Once again, I nearly fell for another prototype trap. If it weren't for you, the mission would have most likely failed. Honestly, I'm disappointed in myself. Lately, it feels like I've been failing as the ship's captain. In contrast to her usual angry demeanor, Ava smiled gently. Please do not carry all the burden yourself. Remember that I am by your side as well. Yeah, thanks for having my back all the time. Understood. I guess you're not the ship's captain anymore. Then, you're welcome, Shields. A wild adventure to save the day once more, just like old times. Just then, a certain pink-haired ditz poked her head out from the front of the escape pod as well.
Looks like you made it out of the brig alive, Captain.
Claude! Damn it, just where'd you vanish to?
Remember, I can't be put into a station where I'll be forced to use my powers.
Situation like that.
When the Marines appeared, I activated my convenient cloaking device and temporarily fell back. It's more fun for me if you figure out things for yourself, Captain. Also safer for the space-time continuum, too. Please treat me like a normal girl. Using my powers to get out of this mess is strictly forbidden.
Damn it, Claude. I bet she has some trick up her sleeve which would let her avert the massacre here and now. But I guess she has a point. Using her powers is outright dangerous considering what we've learned about the law of causality. For now, we're stuck with what Claude can accomplish without time powers. In any matter, the situation is as follows. We must still detain the chief engineer and warn Fontana so that we may survive the battle without her assassination. Without her assistance, my bad. Further, now that the ship is strictly on high alert, we know the chief can remotely shut down the ship's reactor. We must avoid detection. The biggest question is how we will capture Jagar without also shutting the ship down. The best solution would be to invalidate the chief's command ID. However, the only person capable of doing that is the ship's captain. Unfortunately, the new uniform I produce for you does not have sufficient security clearance to lock the chief out of the system. So in other words, the only person who can detain Jagar without the ship shutting down is the other Cato Shields. Correct. He's completely convinced that Jagar is on his side. Shields racked his brain for ideas. First things first, we have to warn Fontana about the virus before putting Jagar out of commission. I could still sneak into my office and send that message, but now that the ship's on high alert, that's going to be nowhere as easy as before. Judging from the fact that my security clearance has not been revoked yet, it appears that nobody realized I have set It feels that no one has realized it set you free. I could simply try issuing an order to security to distract them. As for the capturing Jagara, I'm almost out of options now that the prior kidnapping was a bust. Yeah, this is the same. No, it's not. All that one line was. Come to think of it, there is another option. Oh God! Why'd that scare me? When Chigara enters the mind stream, Asuka goes berserk and nearly kills her in my timeline. If we just change the course of events a little, we can get this universe Asuka to kill Chigara before she has a chance to commit the massacre. Okay, so now we're planning not to save everyone, but now we're just gonna kill Chigara. Okay, cool. But this is murder we're talking about here. Shield just chilled at his own thoughts. The safety of the galaxy is at stake, but to actually arrange the murder of my own chief engineer, not to mention. Once again, his memories of Chigara came flooding back to him. His chest suddenly twitched at the thought of killing his former lover. Granted, she had been a spy sent to win his affection from the very beginning, but Shields was certain the massacre was not Chigara's doing. She had merely been mind-controlled without her knowledge during that time. Certainly she needed to be captured, but to be killed. Not only that, but Asuka was merely a distraught girl in this timeline. Her attack on Chigara was a moment of desperation, brought on by mental fatigue after multiple awakenings. To use Asuka like a puppet to murder her former best friend in cold blood. He knew that if he went down this path, he would no longer be worthy of being the ship's captain, in his own eyes at least. But this was the safety of the entire galaxy we're talking about. What would I do? Oh God. There's another option. In my timeline, Asuka's mind broke down from awakening too many times, and she attacked Chigara in a fit of jealous rage when Chigara entered the mind stream. But you, in this timeline, forced everyone to stop Asuka. So what's stopping you from this timeline from doing that? Even though Asuka was ultimately thwarted in my version of events, if we manipulate the timeline a bit, I think we could change the future by having Asuka kill Chigara. I see. In that case, we would not need the other Kato shields to overrun the chief's command clearance. But this option is all but certain to lead to the chief's death. Are you sure about this? No, that's bad. I don't want to use Asuka like that, and I don't want to kill Chigara. Granted, I do not know the likelihood of the chief's survival, no matter which option we pick. Even if she survived, she would be imprisoned for the remainder of her life. I know. Oh boy! Let's plant that good old save. Let's see what we got here. We confront the other Kato shields and convince him to detain Chigara. We use Asuka to kill Chigara for us. No! Oh God! I mean, even with mental fatigue, Asuka would be fine with it afterwards. You clearly see that she was a-okay. And, like, the minute Chigara, like, betrayed me, technically, like, she was like, no, fuck Chigara, fuck her. She's bad, so we confront the other Kato shields and convince him to detain Chigara. We use Asuka to kill Chigara for us. Oh, that's such a bad option. Oh, God. I'm gonna go with, I'll go with the first one. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I feel bad. Because if Asuka dies because of it, I'm gonna feel awful. Understood. Convincing the captain to change his mind will be difficult. I hope you're prepared, Kato. I know. But I know him better than anyone because, well, he's me. First, though, we'll have to send Fontaine the FTL message ASAP so that his ships are ready to fight with us without Chigara's help. Come on, let's go. Oh boy, like... I don't know, is this the good option? I mean, we convinced him before, but it's like... That other option is pretty fucked, man. The two of them climbed out of the service tunnel and dropped down near the captain's office. As expected, a pair of Marines stood in front of their destination, right? This is the same, right? Yeah, that's all the same. Wait, what happened? Just as Marine raised his gun to finish off Shield, Ava appeared behind the Marine and smashed his head with Shield's prize teapot. Oh, Ava did it this time. Ah! Ah! He cringed, expecting his prize heirloom to be now in a million pieces. Yeah, that's the same. Wait. Be careful with that. Right. Yeah. Ava looked around dismay at the mountain of paperwork now scattered around Shield's desk. Get that look off your face. I came this close to being killed thanks to that paperwork. Oh god. See, told you this stuff was deadly. Only because you allow it to accumulate. Come on, we have bigger things to worry about. Ran out of his office before any Marines could show up. Yep, and then this. So this is the same, right? Yeah, and I punch him. Shields left the staff meeting thoroughly exhausted. He had told his future self everything he knew of the enemy's capabilities. Yeah, this is the same. No, it's not. The enemy's capabilities. Meanwhile, Fontana informed them his best minds were working around the clock to restore control over the ships. However, it would be another 2 hours before fixes were completed. Shigara was safely detained in the brig. So far, there were no signs of prototype leader assuming control over her. In other words, Shields had done everything he possibly could to avert the Liberation Day massacre. Now all that remained was to wait and see his efforts bore fruit. Kato. Ava, needed something more? No. I was merely going to invite you for a meal in my oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now we get the fuck my girl. Oh hell yeah. But oh hell no for censoring. Anyways, when I first started this game up again because I had to redo everything, I forgot to add the patch to it. So like it does censor, but it's kind of not great because it still shows the nipple, so it's like I'd still have to technically censor even with the game at its base stat. It just doesn't save the sex pictures, but you still see the nipple. Anyways, I was merely going to invite you for a meal in my office. It's not every day where I can speak to you. Come to think of it, I was thinking the same. It'd be nice to have a chat for once. Ava's office looks so neat. Anyways, a short time later, the two of them were in the XO's quarters with plates of food from the mess hall. Ava cut into her steak. I'm afraid I'm still having a hard time believing that you're from the future, much less there are two Kato Shields in this universe, one who captains the ship and another who's from the future. No kidding. It's not any easier for me to get used to it either. To me, this is still my ship, but there's another guy captaining it. But that guy's still me, but not me. Better not think about it too long, or else I'm just going to drive it's just going to drive me crazy. Tell the truth, though, I'm not sure if I have the right to call the Sunrider my ship anymore. In my timeline, I'm the one who got it sunk. Maybe it's better that the other guy is in charge. He might be stubborn shit-faced, but in the end, he realizes that Chigara was a spy. It's something I would never have been able to do myself. No, he only made the right call thanks to your assistance. Still, it certainly is reassuring that you have matured a bit in the future. War truly does make men grow old early. I'm not sure about that. I'm still the old Kato Shields, just armed with the benefit of hindsight. Any fool knows that he should have done what he should have done in retrospect. I'm not doing anything special. In any matter, talking about your timeline seems moot, as our actions have effectively ended that universe. Now we head toward the future, which is yet unwritten. One in which we steer with our decisions. Hey, Ava, this is kind of changing the subject, but you know, in my version of events, you told me you lied about not remembering our promise. You know that promise we made after we did it in Advanced Academy a week before your graduation? Kato. Ava rubbed her brow in frustration, obviously displeased with the course of the conversation I was taking. Oh god. Look, Ava, resolving the situation with Chigara is not the only thing I need to do in this universe. What about us? We left a lot of things hanging, and maybe I was just running away from it all into Chigara's arms. Maybe that's what the prototypes were counting on. We both ran away. But since you're not the captain, I suppose I can talk about it. This time, I'm afraid I'm not your XO. I'm merely your friend. I'm more than happy with that. The day we abandoned Sarah scared everyone on board the ship. It's a day which we cannot forget. Even if we wished we could. My father was presumably killed the instant the Legion reduced command to, charred. Reduce command. I understand. Okay, I was about to say, wait, what? Anyways, reduce command to a charred crater. Even though I was always distant from that man, he molded me into who I am today. I imagine I am his spitting image now, professional, detached. Whenever I look at myself in the mirror, I see him staring back at me. Will I ever measure up to his expectations? Likely not, as my most vivid memories of him are when he disciplined me. That stern face, which always only said, "You must work harder." It's the only expression I see in my own reflection. I was gonna say now, but then, like, just the flashback of Academy when he was, like, beating her, it's like, no! God! It is the only face I am capable of making. His ghost will not permit me to entertain any girlish fantasies of becoming reunited with my Academy sweetheart, or any such rubbish. Such delusions have no place in my mind in the place of a mind of an exile. My duty to you was to remain professionally detached and provide you with rational counsel. Nothing more. Ghost, huh? Ghost. Shields looked beside him.
Kato, what are you doing talking to Avi without me? Well, you're eating steak too? Unfair. Big Brother's unfair. I want some too.
Phantoms are only the projections of the living's regrets. He put his fork down, suddenly feeling queasy. You see them too? Of course. Not a night goes by. I regret surviving that day. Perhaps if I had died too, then I would be with her now. What am I saying? Can't say I'm actually religious enough to actually believe that. Ava stood from her seat and knelt beside Kato. Kato, I'm sorry for never saying it then. And I was the only one who could understand half the weight you carry on your back. But I will say it now. You did not let anyone down that day. In the eyes of the crew, you are a hero. In my eyes, you are the very same Kato I grew fond of all those years back. The very same Kato who never left my side, no matter how unreasonable my orders. And so I, Ava Crescentia, will do the very same. If you wish to march to the center of the sun, then I shall accompany you by your side to the very end. I know, Ava. Shields put his hand on Ava's head and stroked her long, flowing hair. He leaned down and approached her lips. She raised her face and closed her eyes. Their lips met again for the first time in so many years. I guess just this one time's alright. After all, I don't know when I'll be able to stand before you just as a friend again. Ava? Oh, damn! Oh, my headphones, oh shit! I had to lean my head back because, oh, damn, my girl! Holy shit! There's no way I ain't screenshotting that. My girl is looking fine as fuck! Oh my, woo! 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 My girl, whoo! Boy, Ava. Not the black Andre. Oh, my girl. Whew. Ooh. Is it hot in here? Is it just me? My chest is. Ooh. Ooh wee. I can't lie. That eye patch is adding to it. And I gotta give you that okay inside, my girl. It all comes together so nicely. Holy shit. Anyways, I don't care. I'm using that for the thumbnail. We might be able to do this all in one shot because we're only on like 46 minutes. So yeah, I'm using this is definitely the fucking thumbnail. Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh, God damn it. Hell yeah. Every time I lean my head back, my headphones fall off. Okay, well, let's get this thing started, man. And Ava won't be saying no dumb shit like Asuka and making me fucking laugh. I hope at least, like, god damn it. Oh, boy. Let's fucking get this thing started. Ava wrapped her arms around Shields and brought him down to the floor. Shields raised her head with his arms and locked their mouths together with their tongues. I mean, I don't know if I have to block out, like, the crotch, because it's kind of some, going down. I mean, there's nothing showing, so it technically can be shown, but because of the creases, it's implied what's, you know, so it's not like Chigara in the mind screen when it's just smooth, so it's like, might have to block that, but the bra is fine, there's nothing showing there. Anyways, where was I? Ava wrapped her arms around Shields and brought him down to the floor. Shields raised her head with his arms and locked their mouths together, their tongues tasting each other. His heart pounded, pumping blood between his legs. The more he tasted his childhood friend, the more pleasure surged. I don't know why'd they have to put it like that. That just sounds weird. I mean, I understand, but it just sounds weird. The more pleasure surged, daring him to go even further. He unbuttoned her pristine uniform, revealing a pair of truly presidential prices. God damn it, Gatel! Why'd you have to fucking say something stupid? I wanted to read this professionally. He worked his way down, kissing Eva's neck, collarbone, and finally arriving at his destination. Oh, there it goes. Now we got a censor. Anyways, pushing her bra up, her plentiful bounty spilled forth, a pair of glorious breasts which Shields had longed to see since that day. He wrapped his lips around her tit and sucked on it, drawing out all manner of unspeakable noises. Ah, God. I live with people and I have to make moaning noises. That's all you're getting out of me, man. Her nipple dutifully stood at attention as Shields circled his tongue around it and suctioned it out. With his hand, he reached into her skirt and rubbed through her panties. Well, you're really going all the way. Her entry hole was soaked that when he reached his finger, accidentally slipped inside. Doesn't look like you'd want to stop me at this point. I can't help it. Even I have urges, you know. Yeah, she's still a woman, Kato. Everybody has wants and needs, whether they like to admit it or not. I mean, some people don't. I mean, there are some people who literally just don't feel it, so that's fine. But it's obvious that fucking whatchamacallit, it's fucking Ava has this. Like, she did it once before. Of course she's still gonna feel this way. Idiot. Wait, what? Did I read it? That's all he said. Idiot, don't act so surprised. Everyone needs a release every now and then. Yeah. With her permission acquired, he eagerly pulled off her tights and soaked his fingers in her juices. Peeling the roof of Ava's back, he gave her joy button a few presses. You gotta add these dumb fucking terms. It makes me laugh. Oh, boy. Oh, God. I don't want to laugh. I'm just trying to read as professionally as possible. Anyways. There we go. Fucking hell. Hardly able to contain the pleasure, Ava softly moaned on the floor, her thighs tensed. My bad. Her puffed up like dough, emerging from its hiding spot. Damn, had no idea it could get so big. What do you have to say stupid things like that? I agree, Ava, stop! And just enjoy the moment, Kate. Just stop saying stupid shit. You and Oscar are meant for each other. God fucking nail it. Twin tail bonsai, guys. Twin tail bonsai. Anyways, I will never forget that line for the rest of my goddamn life. Why do you have to say stupid things like that? Well, I'm just saying. Unbelievable. You better stick it in before your stupidity turns me off. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I agree with you 100%, Ava. God damn it. Oi! Hurry! Ugh. The move thing. I don't know why, but saying it, it feels so goddamn anime. Just more. God fucking damn it. Ava impatiently kicked her legs. Alright. I had to actually choke because I can just imagine it. God damn it. Oh god. Alright. He peeled off Ava's panties while pulling down his trousers. He soaked his shaft in Ava's juices and ran it against her puffed up, once again, spilling soft moans from Ava's lips. This woman, she acts all high and mighty, but in reality, she's just as much of a horny animal as I am. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, you're doing all this stuff to her. What do you expect her to keep that straight professional face like, yes, intercourse. Yes, let us proceed. Did you sign the paperwork to permit entry? Like the fuck? Of course. Like, what do you think, Kate? So, god damn it. He grabbed her ass. The thought of wrecking his straight-laced exo pumping a bullet torrent of excitement through his veins. Pumping a bulging torrent of excitement. After thoroughly stimulating her, he aligned himself with her gait and slowly guided himself in. Dang, still tight. Oh, there it goes. Oh boy. With more difficulty than he expected, he managed to fit himself completely in. He gave her ass a good pat and pumped himself into her. Shields could hardly contain his wonder. He was inside of her. He was inside of her! Exclamation point! After all these months of giving him nothing but the cold shoulder, he'd finally cracked into the Ice Queen. What's with that stupid face? I'm not sure if I'll be able to take you seriously from now on. Shut up. He gave her ample ass a good slap and pounded himself into her as punishment. I'm not doing this, fuck that, nope. Imagine the moaning on your own, I'm not doing that shit. He reached down and gave her another press. You know these words are gonna get censored. Oh, goddamn. Anyways, calm down. Not this time, Ava. You're not Prez anymore. Can't boss me around. Oh, damn. He intensified his firepower, splitting her legs apart and assaulting the very end of Ava's passageway with his battering ram. Oh boy, she's getting into it. Kate, not too much! Ava's cries only added more fuel to the fire. I can't lie, it would for me too. Anyways, her massive... Oh god, someone as tight as... No, see, now that comes... God damn it, Kato, you're corrupting me. Someone as uptight as Ava, and now this is happening. Oh, like the fucking excitement from that is just like Nagito's face, like that fucking when he was reading a book. That would be the type of excitement you'd feel from being to do someone like Ava after all this time. Anyways, her massive tits swayed between each thrust, her tits bouncing up and down like a ship on rough seas. Okay, Poseidon going to wreck the USS Crescent. I'm going to kill Kato for these Poseidon going to wreck the USS Crescentia tonight. All hands aboard may truly be lost. He wrapped his hands around both her chest mounds and molded them like dough, breast spilling forth between his fingers. So much breast. What are you doing? Mo, you're gonna make me... Yeah, I mean, that's the point. He gave her teats a good... He gave her teats. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to read through one of these without having the fucking laugh. I thought Ava's would be the most professional, but I guess I was wrong. He gave her teats a good squeeze, making Ava squeeze her eyes shut. No, don't look! Sorry, but Kato Shields never closes his eyes. Idiot! Tainting a proud officer like this, I can't believe... Oh boy, that's... No! Idiot! Her thighs tensed and her interior stretched out like a balloon as Ava came. There you go. Drool dripped down her mouth as her entire body lost control. She could only lay prone on the floor, asshole twitching as shields pounded even harder into her hole. Sorry, Ava, but looks like you only wanted harder.
Idiot!
He intertwined his fingers with Ava and pulled her arms apart, spreading her helplessly against the floor. Ava's face twisted as shields pounded every shred of composure from her body. She screamed in joy as sweat and juices dripped down her ass. What a slut. I don't know what to say in these fucking lines, Cancel, you fucking... Oh my god. What a slut face she has right now. I can't with this, man. I can't. Can't believe she's been hiding this all this time.
Well, why are you looking at me like that?
I never knew you had such a wild side.
Then don't look at me, idiot!
Sorry, but I like it. Yeah, I mean, it looks casually enjoyment right now. It's not like Asuka's awakened fucking god.
She awakened the game! The best fucking moment in this entire game!
Oh my god. He bent forward and pressed their lips together, and now they were docked in two places at once. Their tongues lapped against each other, sending powerful surging to Shield's cannon. Shit, this is a little too good. Ava wrapped her legs around his waist, only encouraging him to pound deeper. His gun rod extended beyond maximum capacity, ramming against the very end of Ava's passage. Ava! He opened his mouth, their lips connected, warm, slippery drool dripped down their mouths as they tied their tongues into knots. Ava's taste and scent overpowered his senses. A tidal wave of juices poured from Ava's insides, drenching them until he had no idea where he ended up. Where he ended and where Ava began.
Oh shit, she's... hit me harder, everything you've got!
Oh boy, Ava. Ava's horny voice sent Shield past the point of no return. His gun rod was primed and ready to fire.
Gotta hold...
He grabbed her shoulders and pressed her down, ramming himself as deep as possible. That's Ava. Ava exploded into ecstasy for the second time, her eyes shut tight, her lips agape. Any further and he was going to blow. Began to ooze out of Shields as Shields held back the blast for as long as he could muster.
Too late!
The crack in the floodgates was all it took. With one final push, he impaled Ava with his rod and unleashed. And there it be. There it is. There's that cum. Oh, jizz. Anyways, Shield's head went white as a blast of white cream erupted into Ava's baby.
It's Ava's baby hole. Why do you have to use terms so stupid? It's the truth, but it's so stupid. God damn it. It's Ava's baby hole, filling her with batter. She overflowed with his sending it dripping onto the floor. Why did you just say sending it dripping onto the floor? Why is there another it? That sounds weird to me. He pounded the rear of her passageway, ejecting and spurting of each time. Each burst caused white cream to drip from her down to her ass. Finally, they both collapsed on top of each other, their chests heaving. My girl, the best fuck, top girl, truly is Ava. I fucking love Ava. Anyways, so much came out, you filled me up, idiot. She rested her arm on top of his back. I gotta see Akari. Akari's just probably gonna make me either laugh the hardest or she's gonna be the only serious one, because I know with Sola is gonna be some extra shit. God damn it. Anyways, fucking, she rested her arm on top of his back. Really takes me back. Doing this reminds me of that night.
Except this time, we're not going to split apart. No matter what happens, we'll always be together.
Idiot, what are you saying?
As soon as the timeline resolves itself, we'll go back to normal. Please do not get too far ahead of yourself. Ava. Oh god, she looks mad.
I mean it, this was just a special case, a little bonus, that's all.
I expect you to disregard this event and handle your responsibilities as ship captain dutifully once the timeline is fixed. I guess it's always like this with you. Alright, you're alright, and that the Sunrider will always be my ship. But I'm not going to forget about you. You're more than just my XO. You've always been more. You're my partner, Ava. Together as one, we fly through the stars, just like we promised. With that, Ava flicked him in the forehead. That's a nice face right there. That's a nice face. I'm gonna have to mold pictures together, cause I don't know if she had that face in the beginning, but no, not save! No, cause then I'll never be able to look at the save screen again. Anyways, I've been screenshot. Oh, god damn it. But yes, I'm gonna mold pictures together, mix that face with the clove version. Anyways, idiot. Well, it was a beautiful moment. There were some laughing moments, but it was better than Asuka's with the fucking twin-tail bonsai. God fucking damn it. While Shields had momentarily caught a respite thanks to his actions, he had no idea the biggest... Yeah, this is the same, isn't it? Yeah. This is all the same. Oh, so Asuka still goes through that. This is all the same as well. Before she could reach him, a bullet impacted against Alice's energy barrier. This time it's Ava. Kato! Ava ran the engineer with a pistol in hand. Shield used the opening and scrambled to cover while Alice ducked back and grabbed her rifle. Ava and Shield pressed themselves against the workstation as Alice returned fire. Where's the rest of security? Already all dispatched. The rest are all tied up below deck. Ugh. Ava handed Shields a fresh pistol. I'll take her. You gotta activate the auxiliary cooling system. Alright. Ava popped out of cover and prepped Alice's shield with bullets as Shields ran toward the reactor's controls. Useless! With the personal shield still active, Ava's shot only bounced harmlessly off Alice. Bullets ricocheted against the floor as Alice opened fire on Shields. He rolled away into the adjacent room, unable to reach the completely exposed reactor's console. No good. Ava slipped her now empty clip out and reloaded. However, she needed heavier weaponry to cut through Alice's barrier. Alice merely paced toward Ava as she popped more rounds. A sadistic sneer sliced Alice's face as the barrier deflected all of Ava's shots. Alice wrapped her hand around Ava's throat and lifted her off her feet. Sparks flew from Alex's hand as the barrier crushed Ava's throat. Ava! Pathetic. Is that all you've got? Alice tossed Ava to the floor like a rag doll. She stomped on Ava's back with her plug suit padded soles. I almost coughed with that. Shields brought down a pipe on Alice's head, sending her saber clattering to the floor. Really gotta cut down on the speeches. Is this the same? Yeah, it is. Good. Oh, that's literally it. Oh, this is all the same too. Okay, except Ava's in the park now. Okay, so everything was the same, for the most part, except some story things. So that's good. Everything just kind of ended. You all know how it ends. Chigara stabs me in the back, but then she breaks out, and then she, like does some shit, and then you toss Alice into the fire, and Chigara's in jail, and that's how it ends. Captain, please do not stare at me with those eyes. Ava? Can you not see that we are surrounded by the most powerful men and women of the Alliance right now? And under the lens of virtuality, the entire galaxy's press corps? If word got out about our relationship, our reputations would surely be dragged through the mud in every tabloid from the Solar to New Eden. Don't worry too much. It's not like... Wait a minute. I mean... Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I might have to do some loading. I don't remember the last time I saved. I believe it was here at this decision. Load. Oh god, that means we're gonna have to go through the sex thing. I'm skipping that. You won't see that. Yeah, this was a little different. Like, I mean, it's the same thing that Asuka did. She was called over to Ava despite being covered in wounds. She nodded and gave a thumbs up. Ava! He wrapped their arms around her. We did it! Just then, Claude came in, Captain, despite injuries, struck off their feet with wide grin shields. Wide grins on their bloodstained faces, shields, and Ava waved. Soon they were both on stretchers while the ship's security detained Jagara, who had already surrendered peacefully. Ava, without his dead, Jagara having 9 years old, yeah, and this should be the same, yeah. So, okay, that was the same, for the most part. That was the same for the most part. Anyways, it's just that instead of, you know, Asuka being the one, Ava was the one, so I guess they felt that was the same, so it didn't really need to be counted as a separate part, even though it said Ava instead of Asuka. Anyways, if we're going on about our relationship, our reputation would surely be dragged through the mud in every tabloid from Solaris to New Eden. Don't worry about it too much. It's not like a man can fire me at this point. Captain, you're far too lackadaisical. Lackadaisical? What the hell about this whole affair? Even your uniform is wrinkled. Ava did her best to straighten his jacket. This is how the galaxy is going to see Captain Kato's shields? I'm not interested in presentation, I'm afraid. Oh god! I'm afraid. I'm just here to get the tabloid. I was gonna say tabloid for some reason. I'm just here to get the job done. Ava sighed in hopelessness. Yes, Captain, I'm painfully aware of that. Despite the old universe being destroyed, Ava and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s feelings for each other remained. Even if they ruffled each other's feathers from time to time, Ava would always stand overwatch the Captain, ever the loyal advisor and partner. In a way, the two of them were destined from the very beginning to stay together, a partnership where each one covered for the other. Standing alone, neither S.H.I.E.L.D. or Ava could be described as perfect, but together they formed a complementary whole. In the end, they were respectively the father and mother of the Sunrider. You know, Ava, one time I thought about settling down on Sarah after all this was over. Just living the rest of my life out in the peaceful retirement, far away from danger. But do you suppose we could ever do that? Captain, my place is on board the Sunrider. I was never too attached to this place. All it brings me are memories of my childhood. I can hardly remember my mother, but ever since she left, I remember a desolate household, and a father who never deigned to show a moment of affection during the few times of the year he was home. In fact, I quite enjoy the thought of traveling the galaxy. I would rather not sink my roots too deep anywhere. I see. Shields looked at the damaged skyline of the city. Many of the buildings he remembered were now demolished and replaced with structural struts as reconstruction work commenced. I've always wanted to return to this place, but I guess home will always be where your family lives. There's nothing more for me to do here. I've concluded my business here. I think it's time for me to return to space too. There's still a lot we have left to accomplish together. What say we continue as Captain and XO? No, as partners. Sir. Ava began to salute, but caught herself. I don't mean it like that, Ava. I've always loved you, and I want to stay by your side. Wherever you are will always be my home now. You're all I have left. No. This is far from the truth. Ava turned to where... Goddamn. Ava turned to where the crew of the Sunrider was chatting at the banquet table. We have them now. Shields looked at the girls he had gathered from across the galaxy. Asuka was busy trying to get Solo to socialize with others, filling her plate with more food than she could eat. Akari and Kriska were already busy arguing about the Alliance Rider equipment, while it looked like Claude was being eye-oogled by a circle of important Alliance men. Seriously, what was she doing chatting up with those guys? Did she have some kind of geezer fetish? Oh, you're right. Shields put his arm around Ava. We'll protect them together, our crew. Let's return to our home. Yes, Kato. But doubts crept into Ava's heart. Did she truly love the man called Kato Shields? Was she capable of loving someone at all? Or was she but a calculating machine, capable of crunching numbers and deducing detached conclusions from the cold, hard data? She knew that one day Shields' feelings for her would prove his downfall, and she would have to be there to save him when that day came. She made a resolution deep in her heart. She would always protect Shields, even from himself. And to do that, she could not let his love for her blind him from what he had, or what had to be done. I will always be your XO above everything else. Oh, perhaps this is the best gift I can give you. My days here were empty, devoid of color, merely an endless repetition of the same pointless movements. Save for one thing. The sound of your laugh whenever I was frustrated. It would drive me up the wall, but it was what got me through those times. In the end, it was you. What? Did you say something, Ava? No. I was merely murmuring to myself. Please disregard my sudden flight of fancy. In any matter, let us not stand here by our lonesome. We have much work to do, no? I personally intend to speak with the Alliance fiancé minister so that we can acquire more funding for the restriction efforts. As the man of the hour, I fully expect you to do the same, Captain.
What? Ava, you know I'm not good at stuff like that.
Not buts. You mean no buts? Not buts, Captain. The security of Sarah is at stake here. Understood. With that, Ava pushed Shields away. Despite that, he secretly smiled to himself. He still remembered the look on Ava's face that night when they... That certainly was not the look of a woman with no sexual appetite for him. No matter how cold she acted towards him, Shields knew that she wanted him with all her heart. What a complicated woman. Oh well, I'm sure this will all sort itself out eventually. One month, this is the same, right? Yeah. It's all the same. Progress, yep. Hey, well, happy, yeah, we got the happy ending. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, boy. So that's another happy ending now. Now we just got 2 more to get. Oh, boy, this is gonna be either easy or it's gonna be bullshit. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Oh, God. But it only took an hour and 15 minutes, so it seems that's gonna be the rest of these until we go and just try to get everyone's normal bad, and that's it, I think. Anyway, so thank you all for watching. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button and save it to your favorites. Also share with your friends. It's been Conixis. You can follow me on Twitter. Link in the description below. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next person's story. Goodbye, everyone.